As 2022 draws to a close, examining the testing data for the most worrisome threats of this chaotic year provides a threat-based perspective on what prompts cybersecurity teams to assess their susceptibility to certain attacks. Between January 1st and December 31st of 2022, these were the threats whose resistance was put to the test the most with the Simulate Security Posture Management platform. Manjusaka, August 2022. This newly developed attack framework has the potential to be extensively exploited by malicious actors. It is similar to Cobalt Strike and Sliver framework, both commercially manufactured and intended for red teams but hijacked and misused by threat actors. This program was created in China and was written in Rust and Golang with a user interface in simple Chinese. See the process diagram below. Manjusaka offers a free C2 server with the option of building customized implants, as well as Windows and Linux implants in Rust. Geographical setting. Since Manjusaka is freely accessible and would lessen criminal reliance on the abuse of commercially provided simulation and emulation frameworks like Cobalt Strike, Sliver, Ninja, Bruce Rottl C4, etc., 2023 may be marked by growing criminal usage of it. No evidence of governmental sponsorship of Manjusuka's founders was present at the time of writing, but as is made abundantly obvious below, China has not been dozing off this year. Backdoor for Powerless in February 2022. The most well-known Iran-related danger this year is Powerless Backdoor, which is meant to evade PowerShell detection. It can download a keylogger and a browser information thief, as well as encrypt and decode data, run arbitrary instructions, and start a kill process. Geographical setting from 8 to 17, or more than twice as many as over the same time period in 2021. Iran is now considered the imminent danger. However, it has significantly slowed down since the U.S. Department of the Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC, sanctions on Iranian cyber actors on September 14, eventually dwindling to just one assault since then that has been linked to Iran. The ongoing political unrest in Iran will undoubtedly affect the number of assaults in 2023, while it is now unclear to predict whether they will rise or fall. Targeting U.S. state governments. APT-41 published on March 20, 2022 #APT-41 is a Chinese state-sponsored attacker group whose activity was already noted as being quite active in 2021. In 2022, it showed no signs of slowing down, and investigations into APT-41 activity revealed indications of a planned campaign targeting U.S. state governments. Acunetics, Nmap, SQLmap, One for All, Subdomain 3, Subdomains Brute, and Sublister are a few of the reconnaissance tools used by APT-41. Additionally, it employs a wide range of attack techniques, including supply chain assaults, phishing, and watering hole attacks, and it takes advantage of several vulnerabilities to first corrupt its victims. More recently, they have been observed doing SQL injections on websites utilizing the freely accessible program SQLmap as the initial attack vector. In November, Earthlongi, a new subgroup, was added to the already lengthy list of names connected to APT-41. Arium, Winty, Lead, Wicked Spider, Wicked Panda, Blackfly, Suckfly, Winnie Umbrella, Double Dragon. Multiple sectors in Taiwan, China, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, Pakistan, and Ukraine have been targeted by Earthlongi. Geographical setting. Microsoft's Digital Defense Report 2022 claims that the capacity of China to identify and gather zero-day vulnerabilities, unique, unpatched software flaws not previously known to the security community, powers many of the assaults emanating from that country. Following the passage of a new law forcing Chinese organizations to submit vulnerabilities they find to the government before sharing them with others, it appears that China's collection of these flaws has grown. Attack by Lolzurus phishing against DoD industry. 2022 February. A phishing effort using the moniker Lolzurus sought to recruit Americans for jobs in the defense industry. Qualys Threat Research first discovered this effort, attributing it to the North Korean threat actor Lazarus, aka Dark Soul, Labyrinth Chalama, Stardust Chalama, Blue Noroff, and APT-38. This organization, which is associated with North Korea's Reconnaissance General Bureau, has political and financial objectives. They are most known for the high-profile attacks on Sondi in 2016 and WannaCry in 2017. In order to rename the API utilized, the Lolzurus phishing campaign employed at least 2 malicious documents: Salary Lockheed Martin Job Opportunities Confidential. Doc and Lockheed Martin Job Opportunities. DocX, which also used ActiveX Frame 1 layout to automate the attack execution. The second stage shellcode payload intended to take control and establish a connection with the command and control server was then delivered with the help of the WEMV core DLL Windows Media DLL file that was loaded by the macro. Geographical setting. CISA has also alerted the public to 2 more major North Korean assaults this year, including the deployment of the Maui ransomware and Bitcoin theft. This year, the Lazarus subgroup Blue Noroff appears to have expanded beyond its initial focus on cryptocurrencies to include Swift servers and banks that are tied to cryptocurrencies. Since January 1, 2022, Simulate has 7 urgent risks related with Lazarus. April 2022, Industroyer 2. Due to the confrontation with Russia, Ukraine is in a high alert state, and this alertness was proven effective when a cyber-physical attack intended to target high-voltage electric substations was stopped. Industroyer 2 was the name given to the cyber attack, which appeared to target Ukraine's power plants and was only marginally effective in knocking off electricity for roughly an hour in a portion of Kyiv. The level of Industroyer 2 customizable targeting contained collections of executable files with statically preset execution settings for certain substations. Geographical setting. Unfortunately, Ukraine's cyber defenses against kinetic strikes are ineffective, and it looks that Russia is now using more conventional military tactics to destroy power plants and other civilian infrastructure. A consequence of the war between Ukraine and Russia, according to ANISA, is a resurgence of cyber threats against organizations, governments, and critical industries including banking, transportation, energy, and digital infrastructure in general. In conclusion, it appears that geopolitical tensions are the root of the most pressing threat concerns for cybersecurity teams, since of the 5 most concerning threats this year, 4 have been directly linked with state-sponsored threat actors, and the threat actors behind the 5th one are unknown. Preemptive defense against sophisticated assaults should focus on security validation and continuous procedures aimed at finding and fixing in-context security weaknesses, since state-sponsored attackers frequently have access to cyber resources that are out of reach for the majority of businesses.